Come on.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to review and test out this new Wet n Wild holiday brush collection set. I saw this at Walgreens and I was like, oh my gosh, Wet n Wild came out with new brushes. They look really nice. I think this packaging looks really awesome. And I mentioned it to Clay and he ended up buying it for me as a surprise a couple days later. So that was super sweet. But I think these are just available during this Christmas season. And in this set, you get 10 brushes for $30, which is really good when you're trying to find good quality, affordable makeup brushes. That's like $3 a piece, and that is a really good deal. I haven't used these at all yet. I haven't tested them out. I've been waiting to try them out just so you can get like my first real impressions of everything, but I'm really excited. So before I open it up, I'm just gonna tell you what you get in the box. And the brushes are a dome pencil eye brush, a tapered blending brush, a flat contour brush, a precision foundation brush, a large powder brush, a precision setting brush, a blush brush, a tapered highlighting brush, a fluffy blending brush, and a precision flat face brush. So for a set like this, what I think is the most difficult is finding a set that includes like everything that you would typically use on a daily basis. With this kit, I do think that there are a lot of really good brushes in this. I think they did a really good job of mixing ones that you would actually use. There really aren't any brushes in this set that I feel like you would just never use. I've gotten some brushes in sets or in like subscriptions that I've just been like, when am I ever gonna use this? Like, what's the point of this brush? Unless you're gonna go all out and need 200 brushes for every look. Most people are just wanting to find a set that is really good, that has everything that they need. I think that this could be a really, really good set. I wanted to do a video on it and review it for you guys while you're still able to get this set, because this is a Christmas gift set, I'm guessing, because it has a little bow right here on the packaging. So I think this is only available through the holiday season, but I did get mine at Walgreens and it was $30. Let's jump into it. One thing I do like and don't like is that there are no names on the actual brushes, but they do include them on the back of the packaging. And with it just being 10 brushes, it's pretty obvious what the brushes are and what they're for. Also, I got a new camera, so I'm hoping that this is focusing a lot better and looking a lot better. This autofocuses, so I shouldn't be out of focus very often in my videos anymore, because nothing was more frustrating than filming an entire video and it being like out of focus in spots. So shouldn't have that problem anymore. So in the white packaging is this holographic packaging, which is super cool, really pretty. And then inside are the brushes. They're like a silverish purple. I hope you can tell even with my lighting how beautiful these are. Like a lavender chrome. They're so pretty. They are extremely, extremely soft. I have gotten in them to feel just how they felt, if I thought they were gonna be worth keeping and doing a video on and recommending or not. And they are so soft. Oh my gosh, these brushes are so soft. That's what sold me. When I opened them and I felt how soft they were, I was like, oh, these are gonna be really good. So I'm hoping they're gonna be really good. So they all have the white, super soft bristles, and then they have the light lavender chrome type of handles. And then a lot of Wet n Wild brushes also have a little indentation here so that you can hold them easier. I think that they look really nice and sleek and just really high quality to be Wet n Wild. I love when affordable brands come out with really awesome products that everybody can afford, everybody can go out and get. I love that. In this kit, I really do think that you get brushes that are universal that you can use for multiple different things. But for today's video, I'm gonna use them exactly like they say they're supposed to be used. So if it says it's a contour brush, I'm gonna use it for contour. Even if it's something that I would use for something else, I'll let you guys know what else I would use it for, but I'm gonna use them today exactly how they're supposed to be used so that you'll know if they work for what they're supposed to work for. Okay, so to start out, I have been dying to try this foundation brush. I have never seen a foundation brush like this. It is like slanted, and then it also has like an indentation right here. I don't know if you can see that, but this is so freaking cool. I have been so excited to use this brush. This is the brush that I've been the most excited to use. It kind of reminds me of the Bare Minerals foundation brush that is like circle and it has a hole in the middle where you put the foundation. This one isn't a complete hole, but it does give you a nice little indentation where you can just kind of squirt your foundation right in there and then apply it to the skin. So I am so excited to use this one. I have been dying to try this one out. I just think it's so cool that Wet n Wild came out with such a unique brush. I'm hoping that it's gonna work well because I have been so excited about it. Okay, so to test out this foundation brush, I'm gonna use a foundation that I know that I love. It's the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I love these. I just put it right in that little indentation, and then I'm just gonna buff it onto the skin. The only thing about how beautiful these white makeup brushes are is that as soon as you use them, it's like, bah. Such a bummer because they're so pretty. I like almost hate to use them because then they're just really filthy. This looks really, really good. Like, this looks really good. I did not expect it to blend out and look as smooth as it does with the brush. I usually use a beauty blender for foundation because I don't ever think that brushes look as good or as smooth typically, but this looks like really, really good. This looks really pretty, and I am not being dramatic. Holy cow. I mean, this is like beautiful. It almost makes the foundation just look like skin. Like, I don't feel like I've ever seen this foundation look like this. These look bomb, girl. You guys, I am so excited about this brush right now. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Oh, I'm so excited. I was so excited about this brush, and I was scared that it was gonna be like a letdown or I wasn't gonna like it. Oh, this is so pretty. I mean, it seriously looks so good. Like, that is so much better than I expected. I don't really see any like brush streaks. It didn't go on uneven with a brush. Like, it looks beautiful. You guys, this is awesome. Like, I am honestly in shock. I did not expect it to be this good. This is honestly already, unless my makeup goes like haywire after this is one of my favorite brushes I have ever used. If you use liquid foundation, you're gonna love this. You are going to love this. So for concealer today, I'm gonna use the foundation brush. I'm also gonna use this Precision Fat Face Brush. I'm also gonna use this Precision Flat Face Brush, and this will be really good to spot conceal. So if you're someone that wants to cover up like little blemishes or little spots on your face, this is what that would be really, really good for. I've honestly never used a brush like this. My skin honestly is looking like really good right now outside of the makeup. My skincare is just working so well. So I really wanna do a skincare routine video. So let me know if you guys would want to see that. Even if you don't want to see it, I'm still gonna do it because I'm so proud of my skin recently. It looks so good. It looks better than it has probably since I was like a teenager. So evidently the stuff that I'm using is really working. But when I sit in these lights, it like blows my freckles out. Like, you cannot see them in real life as much as you can see them when I sit in these lights. I'm like, girl, what is going on? I don't really have any spots that I need to conceal, but to use this brush, I have a little like freckle that's peeking through over here, if you can see it. So I will spot conceal that little guy with this brush and see how well it works. Also gonna do one next to it, and then I'll do this place down by my mouth too. So for under the eyes, I'm gonna use just the foundation brush. Can't get over this brush. Wet n Wild, if you're watching this, you need to sell this separate on its own because everybody needs this brush. Okay, now to spot conceal those little places, I'm just gonna take that brush, and since it's flat, I'm just gonna lightly tap over it. Another thing I would also use this brush for, I think that you could use it for liquid highlight and apply it right here, and I think that it would work out really well. Obviously, I can't clean it, but I do have a liquid highlight, so before I apply powder, I will go ahead and try to use this brush for liquid highlight. I know I said that I'm just gonna use them what they're for, but I might as well show you if you can use them multiple ways because that just makes it a better deal. One thing I forgot to mention is these are really beautiful. The color is really pretty. The bristles are like really nice and really soft, but one thing I did notice is that the handle of them are really, really light and almost like cheapish feeling. Like, they don't feel weighted. The only weight really comes from the bristles on the brush itself. The actual handle does not feel like it's hardly has any weight to it at all. I don't think they feel like they're gonna break or snap really easy, but they do feel like that really light kind of, I'm guessing they're plastic. But they're beautiful, and you can't tell. They look like they're just like solid metal heavy brushes. But just know, if you do buy them, the bristles are really full and really weighted. The actual handles themselves are pretty light, kind of cheap feeling. But I'm not bothered. Before I go in with powder and set my face, I am gonna try to apply some liquid highlight with this brush and just see how it works out, because it does seem like it's like the perfect size for that type of thing, like even for nose highlight. So let's find out, shall we? I just applied it straight to the brush, and then I'm just kind of buffing it into the skin. And yeah, that works really nice. It's like a really, really good size for highlighting. It just gets the top of the cheekbone really, really well. I personally will probably use this brush a lot more for highlighting like this than I would for spot concealing, just because I don't spot conceal a whole lot, but this is really awesome for highlighting. So that's an A+ because you can already use this brush for multiple things, which I absolutely love when I can use brushes for multiple things, because then you can spend less money, have less brushes, but you have just as many as you need to do everything that you want to do. Next, I'm going to go in with the Precision Setting Brush. It looks like this, and I'm going to set my under eyes with that. So to set my under eyes, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild pressed powder. This is a really nice size for under the eyes because it gets right up under them, because it's a little bit tapered on the top, but it also gets like this whole area that you're going to want to set under your eyes. Yeah, this is awesome. These brushes are seriously blowing me away. These are so much better than I even thought they were gonna be. To set the rest of my face, I'm gonna use the large powder brush. And then I'm also gonna use this for bronzer as well. I guess I shouldn't have even like mentioned the whole, I'm only gonna use them for what they're supposed to be used for, because there isn't an actual specified bronzer brush in this set, but I love using brushes like this that are kind of big and tapered for my bronzer. Next, I'm gonna go in with the flat contour brush. It looks just like this. These are really high precision contour brushes. I have a couple like this already, but these will give you like highly defined cheekbones. So if you want something a little bit less dramatic, then just go in with kind of a light hand or a light contour powder. This type of brush that's flat like that, it will give you a very defined line. See what I'm saying? And I went in like heavy after I just said don't go in heavy. What did I do? Went in freaking heavy. I will say that this is not my favorite type of contour brush. They're a little bit harsh for me. I think that you can apply it in a way that isn't as harsh, but for me, these type of brushes are just a little stiff, a little harsh for what I usually go for. I usually like more of a subtle contour, and sometimes these brushes are not the easiest to blend out. Well, I got a ton of product on that side, but you can see that it blended out like really nicely. That actually blended out my contour a lot easier than I thought it was going to. I'm not just saying this, you guys, like these brushes are honestly blowing me away. These are really, really good so far. Okay, so for bronzer, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer, and I'm just going back in with the large powder brush. Are these already shedding though? Cause like that's a problem. So that's not a good sign. Let me see if they come out when I pull on them. Okay, so maybe it was just that one. We got this guy over here though, not looking too sure of himself, kind of sticking out. I don't want these to shed already because I really like them. Man, this brush is so soft. It's so big and fluffy. It's so fluffy! I love Despicable Me. This brush is so soft. This is probably one of my favorites. I mean, they all feel the same, but this one's just like really fluffy and soft. Man, these brushes are nice, you guys. But I'm not into that shedding, so I'm hoping that that was just like a fluke. Okay, now for blush. I'm gonna use the blush brush with Makeup Revolution Hot Spice blush palette, and I'm gonna go in with this guy down here. I normally just do bronzer and don't wear a lot of blush, but I do want to try out this blush brush. I'm a little bit nervous because it's like super dense. Kind of scared that it's gonna apply like a lot of product. Like I barely had any on my brush. You can see where the blush was. Like I barely applied any, and that's, I mean, that I can already see it. Oh, these are like super pigmented too, but this brush is like super dense. Oh my gosh, okay. I don't know if you can tell, but this is like a lot of blush for me right now. Okay, so far I'm not loving this brush for blush. I'm not big on blush anyways, but if you're someone that really likes blush, you might really like this. I'm not loving this for blush. I think that instead of using this brush for blush, I would probably more likely use it for bronzer. There are 3 eye brushes in this kit. This one over here is the fluffy blending brush. This one in the middle is the tapered blending brush. And this one on the end is the dome pencil brush. There are only 2 blending brushes, which if you're gonna do a super dramatic look, you might run into some problems there. I'm gonna try to do something a little bit more smoky, a little bit more than like a neutral, natural eye today, just to see how far you can actually get with these brushes. But I will show you the difference in the two blending brushes. This one over here is a larger blending brush, as you can see, and it does come to a tapered point, but it's a lot longer than this one. This one right here, the tapered blending brush, is like nothing that I've ever seen. It kind of fans out a little bit, but what's interesting about it is that it's almost like pinched up through here, and then it kind of goes. I don't have any eye brushes like this, so I'm really excited to try this one. I'm gonna use my Morphe 350 palette. I think I'm gonna do just kind of a warm smoky eye and put this shimmery color all over the lid. That is one thing with these brushes. There isn't like a flat lid brush for colors like this, but a lot of times I'll use my finger anyways because they apply the best that way. For my crease shade, I'm gonna go in with this guy right here. I'm just gonna buff that into the crease and see how this brush does. I'm holding my brushes up here and that indentation thing is like clear down here. I thought that was really cool, but now I'm like, is that kind of pointless? Cause I'm not even using that. Okay, so this isn't a bad blending brush. This does feel a little bit more stiff than I would prefer for a blending brush for like crease shades. I like them to be really fluffy and just really blend it out effortlessly. But it is blending the product out well. It's just different than what I think I'm used to using. It's a little bit more dense than I would prefer. Like I wish this was a little bit fluffier. Oh my gosh, this crust on my lips. I need some chapstick because these crusty crusts that I got need a little lip balm. My little lip balm. If you know what that's from, you and high school Makinze would have probably been best friends. Now I'm gonna go in with this brighter orange shade right here, and I'm gonna use that same brush. So normally I would go in with a fluffier brush, and then this would be like my next step to when I was still wanting it to be like blown out but wanting a little bit more precision. This is actually really good for that. Since this is a little bit more dense, I'll apply it like in the crease with a little more pressure, and then I'll kind of come up above the crease and just like very, very, very lightly blow out those edges. So it does work for both, because if I'm holding it really lightly and just using the very tips of the brush, it is blowing it out really nicely. Now I'm gonna go on to the tapered blending brush, the second blending brush in the set. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm just gonna buff that a little bit closer to the crease. This is gonna be good for keeping the product like right in the crease because of the shape of it. Yeah, this is a really cool brush. Like you can see that it just keeps the product right where I place it, but it also blends it out. I really like this. This is really awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this darker brown shade right here, and I'm actually gonna use the Dome pencil eye brush for that. Since this is a really dark color and I wanna smoke out my lash line first, since we only have this one brush to kind of apply both, I'm gonna go in with this first transition shade and just kind of put that under my lash line. Just kind of smoke it out before we go in with the super dark colors on this brush, because then I'll have that really dark brown on my waterline and I don't want that. For a pencil brush, if you're gonna use it under your eyes, this is a little bit thick for that. It's not something that can't be done, but I do like something with a little bit more precision for my under eyes. I'm gonna go in with this like reddish brown shade and just buff that on the outer corners with a very light hand. Now I'm gonna go into that deeper chocolate shade, and I'm just gonna start building that on the outside of my eye to give it some smokiness. One thing that is nice about the eye brushes that they included is that there is one that you can do like more precision, like darker shades with like this. Normally I wouldn't use a pencil brush for this. I would just use like a really small blending brush. But since there isn't one in this kit, it is nice that they give you a little bit bigger of a pencil brush. It might be a little bit bigger than I prefer for the lower lash line, but for precision stuff on the top of the lid, like for a smoky eye or applying like really dark shades on the outer corner, like this is a really good size because it's not so small that you're gonna be here forever, but it just is like really precise with where you apply those. This brush is kind of dense, so I'm not sure how it's gonna blend everything out, but I'm gonna try. It's not doing terrible at blending, but I'm not like loving it by any means. Just gonna apply some more, and then I'm gonna go in with that tapered blending brush and blend it out with that and see if that does a little bit better. Okay, so this is blending out that darker shade a lot better than the pencil brush did. The pencil brush did a really good job at applying it and laying the product down, but but it wasn't doing the best at blending it out, I didn't feel like. The Hiiii are not doing a bad job. I definitely think that if you are someone that just does like more natural makeup looks, that you're gonna be completely fine with just the eye brushes that are included. But I am surprised at how easy it was to do this smoky eye with 3 brushes. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and I'm just gonna use my finger. That's typically what I would do anyways, especially with a shadow like this. And then I'm just gonna press that on the lid. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with that tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna grab that reddish brown up here, and I'm just gonna blend these 2 shades together. Okay, so the last brush that I have to use is the tapered highlighting brush. It looks like this, and I love brushes like this for powder highlights. I'm gonna go in with Becca Champagne Pop, and when I use a brush like this, I just dip like the very end really lightly. I mean, that's like disappearing though, so that might not be enough. Oh no. Holy cow. Okay, did you see how it looked like there was no product on my brush? Hold on, let me show you this, because that was like insane. So it looks like there's hardly any product on the brush right here. Like you can't really see it, but then when you go apply it on your cheeks, it's definitely there. That's crazy. This is a really nice highlighting brush. It's putting it right in the spots that I want it to be in. This shape is my favorite for powder highlighting. Okay, I'm gonna put on some mascara and some brows, and then I'll be back to give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is the completed look that I got with the brushes. The lip color that I applied is also by Wet n Wild. This is one of their newer liquid lipsticks, and this is in the shade Nudie Patootie. So now that I have used all of these, I just wanna give you kind of my final thoughts. I feel like you could basically see how I felt throughout the video. But I also wanted to mention with the one that I saw that was kind of shedding, where hair was kind of like coming out, even though I did see that one was kind of shedding. There's another one. It is normal for brushes to shed, but if it's like having excessive shedding, that's an issue. But it is normal for them to shed just like on their own, and also when you wash them. So that's not anything that I'm concerned about. Now that I have used them all, I definitely think that the foundation brush is my absolute favorite. This brush is so freaking good. They seriously need to make this permanent and not just a part of this holiday collection, because this is like one of my favorite brushes that I have ever used. I love this one. I also really loved the Precision Flat Face brush, not for concealer as much as I loved it for liquid highlight. I also really liked the setting brush. I really liked the large powder brush. I think this is a really great brush that you can use for setting your face. You can use it for bronzer. I love this brush. It's super, super soft. I think that the highlighting brush is really good. I also really loved this tapered blending brush. I think that this is so different from anything that I have. I love how it applied my shadow like right in the crease, but it also like buffed it out. I really, really liked that. If I had to pick 3 favorites, it would be the foundation brush, the tapered blending brush, and the Precision Flat Face brush. These were my favorite. These were the ones that I was like, whoa, these are really different from anything that I have. They work really well. They applied everything they were supposed to apply really, really well. The fact that I have so many brushes and I don't have anything like the 3 of these, and Wet n Wild came out with these, like that is so awesome that an affordable brand has come out with not only like a really awesome set of 10 brushes, but that they've included brushes that are so unique and different but work so well. So I was like blown away by these 3. My least favorites were the blush brush and the dome pencil brush. It would be nice if instead of the pencil brush there was like another smaller blending brush. I think that I personally would get a lot more use out of that. But this is nice that you can use this for the lid, like for the outer corner colors, and also for under the eye. So that is really nice. This isn't a bad brush. I just do not like it for blush. It's just way too dense for me. It applies way too much product. I don't like a lot of blush. I like it to be really, really subtle. It's not a bad brush. It feels incredible. It's incredibly soft. I just didn't like it for blush. Honestly, you guys, I'm like blown away by this set of brushes. I'm not just saying that. They are so much better than I even thought they were gonna be. And I just love that an affordable brand that's available to everybody. You can get it at Walgreens, you can get it at Walmart. Like, I just love that they came out with such amazing brushes. I do 150% think that these brushes are worth it. I think that you get a really awesome assortment of brushes. Not like it's a set of some brushes you'll use but some you won't. I feel like this is a really, really universal set. Wet n Wild, you guys did a freaking good good job on this brush set, okay? Like I said before, I did get mine from Walgreens. I'm not sure if they have it other places that Wet n Wild is carried or not, and I'm not sure how long they're gonna have this set. I am under the impression that this is just a part of their holiday gift collection. They should totally make this permanent or sell these brushes individually. Like, man, these brushes are so good, you guys. These are so good. So you get 10 brushes for $30. I highly recommend this. I honestly thought that there were gonna be like a few brushes that I wasn't crazy about. This would be awesome as a gift for anybody that loves makeup. I think it's great to buy for yourself if you're just someone that needs a new brush set, or maybe you don't have a set and you want one that is affordable but good quality, that includes a lot of the brushes that you'll need. I love these brushes. They are so nice. I love how soft they are. They're so pretty. Like, oh, this is such a good brush set. So if you need brushes, if you need a gift for a makeup lover, like, definitely look into this gift set, you guys, because I would not lead you astray. I would not have you spend $30 of your own money on something that I didn't think was worth it. If you pick up this brush set, please let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear what you think of the set as a whole, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this foundation brush, because I'm obsessed with it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and remember, you are beautiful, you're a blessing, and I am so thankful for you. Bye. But what I want this video to mainly be is kind of the upkeep and aftercare of once you do your own lash extensions at home.